Hi everyone and welcome to this Mass Effect Andromeda mod showcase for the Andromeda cinematic tools. These tools will allow you to freeze the game at any time, go into a free cam mode, add depth of field and also things like film grain, allowing you to get the best and most perfect shots of your game footage. There are many other features available with these tools, but in this video we're mainly going to talk about installation. I'm also shooting these scenes with a Reshade preset, and you'll find a link to that down in the description below, as well as a link to the video that I've done to showcase that particular Reshade preset. So let's talk about installation. So to install this mod, all you really need to do is go to the link that you'll find down in the description below. It will take you to a Twitter page. Now I've not been able to find much more information than what's on this Twitter page. For example, I've not been able to find this tool on Nexus, etc. This actually is a link provided by Femshepping, I believe that's how you say their username on Nexus, who has a Reshade preset, which I'll be covering in a separate video. And this is where I found the tool from. So this link will take you to this tweet, basically. You'll find a link down just here, and click on that. And that will automatically start downloading it into a packaged file. Now all you need to do is unpack that to wherever you like. You can put it in the game folder, you can put it on your desktop, or maybe you've already got somewhere set up for mods, etc. I've just left mine in my downloads folder, unpacked it, and these are the files that you get once you've unpacked the folder. So we've got a little file here called readmeorelse.txt. We just open this up, bring it across to the actual screen, there we go. You'll see that it's got in here, it's not really any installation instructions, it's what the mod will actually do and what the commands are to use the mod. So if you press insert on the keyboard, you'll toggle the camera, which means you'll go from the fixed third person camera to a free cam. Delete will freeze time, which is very useful for nice still screenshots, especially in gunfights. If you want some nice freeze frame gunfights, that's a good toggle for that. Home will toggle the UIs, turn it on and off. End will toggle gamepad input, which means your gamepad won't do anything. Basically, you can just only use the keyboard and mouse. Page up and page down will change the field of view, which is very nice to do on the fly. You don't have to go into the game menu to change the FOV. It's quite a nice feature to have. And there's a couple of additional things here for rotating the camera as well, and a couple of more here for the camera tracking and playback. And you'll also, with the tool, be able to change some post-process effects such as depth of field, film grain, and Vigente. Vigente? Is that how you say it? I can't remember. Anywho, that is the controls for the mod. So let's just write this back on the screen. You also got some DL files here. I've not really understand what, I believe these just help the XC do its thing. You don't have to put these, as far as I've found, into your game folder or anything like that to install the mod. You can simply run it from here. But first I advise you go and actually load up your game. So let's go in Origin and click play, and I'll meet you in game. Right then, so here we are in game. We're just on EOS here, so hopefully no spoilers for anybody. We're pretty much just on the first planet. It's not a big deal. So to get this all working up, we need to run that exe file. So I'm just going to Alt-Tab out. Just going to take it back to this screen. Just go into the folder here where we unpacked the mod 2. Double click on the exe. That will start booting it up. And we get the little tool here. And we also get this little command prompty type window pop up. Let's get rid of that notification there. This little command pop up. And you can see it's running a couple of things here. So it's like, you know, cinematic tools, Mass Effect Andromeda, that's the actual exe that's run. Tells you current game version, supported game versions matched, so continue on to the next line. Command, like camera manager initialized, everything's been initialized, boom, 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 GUI found, end of. So you go ahead and minimize that if you really want to. This is the main tool that we're going to focus on. This is the actual tool itself. Now you don't have to use this for many of the features, but you have got the option to record and play certain tracks. So if you record, you can actually record your camera track, if you know what I mean, and then play it back. And you've got all this stuff here for like freezing time, locking to player, fixed LOD, keyboard, gamepad, blah, blah, blah. Loads of cool little things in here for you to mess about with and play with. Rotation speed and movement speed and stuff is really quite nice to have as well. But up here we've also got post-process options for depth of field, film grain, and magenta. No, what is that? I can't remember how you say this word. Anyway, that thing, you know, like the black bits at the side of the screen. And then we've got MISC about, so you can learn a bit more about where this mod's come from, etc. And if you have bugs, you can provide feedback at this link down here. And I suggest you do that if you do find some bugs with this mod. And then you've got some other things down here that you can mess about with. Now, with this mod, or this tool now loaded, I'm going to whack this on my separate screen. We can go back in-game and have a look at the cool little features it provides. So, for example here, let me get a weapon out so I've got more of a hood to play with. See, I've got a massive hood now. If I press the home key, the hood disappears. Home key again, hood back on, hood disappears. It's really nice to have a mod that you can simply just make the hood disappear with. Now if I press delete, that'll freeze game time. So all sound and everything stops as well. It just completely freezes at the time. I press it again, obviously time unfreezes. Really nice for taking action stills and everything like that. Really nice little feature. It's kind of nicer than having a cheat version of this as well. As you can sometimes have the cheat mod, and that will do a similar thing. But this seems to me to work a lot smoother. So we can also, with insert on the keyboard, unlock the camera. Now that will take it away from your player's focus to start off with. And I'm going to use the Xbox One controller to pan the camera back, and we can see our two companions there, and then Ryder himself. And personally, I would use a gamepad if you do have one, because it's a lot smoother. So the two trigger buttons on my gamepad with the camera down and up. I can use, I think it's the bumper buttons to rotate the camera around. And then I can fly around with the two sticks. And I can change the speed with the D-pad. So pressing up on the D-pad quite a few times will change the speed to be really fast. Well, there we go, massively fast. And pressing down will decrease that speed again. Until actually the last press will stop the camera. So that's how you know you're back to the beginning, is when you've pressed so much on the D-pad that you've actually stopped the camera. Okay, so that pretty much is it. And you can also go really far on the back on the D-pad, and it will actually make the camera go reverse when you're pressing forward, which is quite interesting. And obviously from this free cam now we can do things like put the hood back on or freeze time. It's really, you can do a lot of things with this. So this is for people who like to take screenshots in game, like to do fly-by videos like this, which is what I like to do obviously for mod showcases and things. It's a really cool little tool. So if you like the look of these Andromeda cinematic tools and you want to check them out for yourself, you'll find a link to everything down in the description below. So far I still only have a link to that tweet that we saw in the installation portion of the video. If I do get an update on a link to maybe Nexus or somewhere else, I will update the description down below so you can get in a different way or your preferred means for downloading mods and tools. As always guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.